Hello, welcome to the Daily Juice. I'm your host Shardene Blake, and this is your 10-minute pep talk before you start your day. Today I just want to talk about what to do when you just can't be bothered, when you feel like you don't have the inspiration to do the things that you've put down that you're going to do for the day. How do you get through it? How do you just not waste a day? How many days have you wasted in the past? I know I've wasted a considerable number of days because I've just not felt the inspiration or the motivation to do the things that I know that I need to do, the things that actually the day before or the week before I wanted to do. I just wake up and I just feel flat or have a lot going on, and I might feel a bit stressed and my mind's all over the place, and I just think, I don't know how I'm ever going to get through this list of things that I've got to do, or I don't know how I'm going to create the content that I need to create, or the course material that I need to create, or write a talk that I need to deliver. Sometimes I feel like that, and I'm guessing that you feel like that too. But how do we get out of it if we've just woken up this morning and thought, I actually don't think I've got it in me to do what I need to do? I suggest just starting. Like, I'll be honest, I'm gonna level with you. This is how I feel today. I feel like I'm here, I'm doing the Daily Juice, which I absolutely love. It's my absolute baby. I love getting your DMs on Instagram and other social media about how it's made a difference to your day, how it might have inspired you or motivated you a little bit. Like, I live for that. I absolutely love it. The idea for the Daily Juice was a completely inspired idea. It literally came out of the ether, fell into my head as a fully formed idea. I had the idea, I think it was like on a Wednesday, Thursday. I tested it out in my kitchen to make sure that I could actually film in my house, that it would work. And then that Monday I launched it. I just went, right, let's do it. And I just started without much fanfare, to be honest, because I didn't really know how to launch anything. And I just started. And so I adore the Daily Juice. Like, I love it. All I want really is to have the Daily Juice on TV to make a difference in the morning to people. I want people to turn on the TVs and have something, like have a positive breakfast TV show to watch every single day, with something that feeds the mind, that makes them think about things, that gives them ideas to move forward with things they might have felt stagnant on. The energy to be like, right, let's do it. We've got today to spread a bit of love, to spread a little kindness amongst other people. Like, that is what I want with the Daily Juice. But today I've woken up and I'm just like, I don't even know what I want to talk about, which is really unusual for me, because honestly, the Daily Juices, I know the subject I want to talk about, the subject I want to talk around. I almost always have some references, like some books that I've got ideas from, or stories or anecdotes. And today I'm just like a complete blank. I don't know what is wrong with my mind. I feel like the creativity is not flowing through me at all. And the easiest thing to do, I feel, would to just not do this, to just be like, do you know what, I've got nothing to say. How am I going to stand in front of a camera for 10 minutes and give someone else a pep talk when I can't even pep talk myself into it? This happens. Like, sometimes no matter what, no matter how much you love doing something, sometimes you just feel a bit flat. And it could be because perhaps you haven't had enough sleep, which I definitely didn't last night. It could be that you've eaten something that's made you not feel great the next day, or you might have been drinking, or you've had some news that's thrown you off course a little bit. It could be like a number of things. But just do the thing. Even if you feel like it isn't as good as you want it to be, or it isn't as good as it has been the day before. There's a book called The 4 Agreements, and one of the agreements is always do your best, with the caveat that your best today might not be the same best as yesterday or the same best as tomorrow, but as long as you're showing up every day and doing your absolute best, that is all that you can ask of yourself. So I'm showing up today, and this Daily Juice that I'm doing is the best that I can give you, and I want to give you so much. And this is all that's flowing through me, and it might be that someone tunes in and actually this is exactly what they needed to hear. Maybe they feel the same way that I do today, the same sort of lethargy and just not as energized as normal, and that's okay. And just do the thing, just take some action anyway on what it is that you had planned to do or you wanted to do. Because when it comes to creativity and putting things out into the world, doing it beats not doing it because you didn't think it would be perfect. And I've had a guest on the Daily Juice in the past, Neil Martin. He's got a book called Done Beats Perfect, because doing something absolutely beats it not being done because of your perfection, your perfection paralysis. You're paralyzed by your own idea of what perfection is, even though perfection, does it actually exist? I don't believe it does. So it's so much better to show up for yourself, because if you've made a commitment to yourself, it is going to do wonders for your self-esteem and your self-worth to show up and do it anyway. I used to get like this, actually, this feeling of, oh, I really don't want to do this. I know I should do it, and it's what I wanted to do when I agreed to do it, and it was a good idea then, but now I don't feel like it feels like such a good idea. And I used to get like that when I had a personal training session booked, especially during like 2020, 2021, when I wasn't going out many places and it was online, and I just think, oh, I don't want to do this. Like, I actually don't want to do it. What excuse can I make to get out of this? But because I committed to the personal trainer, I didn't want to let her down, so I would do the session anyway. And even if I didn't have as much energy as I normally would, I would complete it, and I would always feel better after. Like, I already feel better 7 minutes into this video than I did at the beginning, when I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like, I don't know if I've got anything to give today, but there's always something, and it's always going to be better than you anticipate it to be. And doing it is so much better than getting to the end of the day. If I get to the end of today and think, I just gave up on the Daily Juice, so I didn't feel like it, then I'm not going to feel that great about myself, and that's definitely going to have a knock-on effect with my self-esteem, my self-worth. If I promise myself I'm going to do it, then I owe it to myself to show up and do it, because motivation isn't always going to be there. Inspiration isn't always going to be there. So sometimes it is purely down to discipline that you show up and do something. And the thing is, when I decided to do this, it really felt like an amazing idea. So I know this is a good thing, even if in this moment I'm like, oh, am I doing this? At one point it felt like an inspired idea. It felt like great action to take. So I'm going to commit to that action, even though I don't feel that exact same energy for it in this minute. I want to caveat that with, there are some instances where you absolutely can change your mind about doing things, but I'm sort of talking about creativity, about work, about commitment to myself, the things that I've committed to myself. Sometimes you might have committed something to somebody else and actually you think, I didn't want to do this anyway, and you absolutely can change your mind. And I think that would be a really good topic for another Daily Juice, another pep talk. But in this instance, I'm really glad that I've shown up for this. Like, I was always really glad that I showed up for my PT sessions. Like, I'm always really glad when, instead of reaching for like a takeaway and junk food, I make myself something that's healthy and nourishing. I'm always really glad when I drink enough water so my body's hydrated. I'm always really glad when I get enough sleep. I'm always really glad when I do something that is for my own good. Like, I'm glad that I show up and do it, even though sometimes I really, really, really don't want to do it, or I just don't feel the energy is there for it. I actually feel so much better now. Like, this has elevated my energy. Is this the best ever episode of the Daily Juice? Personally, I don't feel like it is. But someone might watch it and say, that episode was the episode that really made a difference to me. And you don't know what you do, what you're going to do that will make a difference to somebody else. So that thing that you turn up and think, I don't really want to do this, or a bit half-hearted this. It's not my usual energetic, creative, inspired self. It doesn't matter, because the version that you've turned up as can be enough for somebody. It could be more than enough from somebody. It could be more than enough to change someone's opinions about something, or actually change somebody's life. You just never know where you're going to have an impact. So if you're feeling a bit get up, get out of bed, and just commit to doing 20 minutes of the thing that you said you're going to do, 20 minutes of the exercise, 20 minutes of working on something creative, 20 minutes of a proposal that you need to get in, 20 minutes of putting together a really healthy breakfast for yourself and making sure that you have enough water, put yourself together a lunch for later in the day. 20 minutes of, do you know what, just get in the shower, brush my teeth, get dressed, and step outside and breathe in the fresh air. Just commit to that little bit of time for that thing for yourself. You're doing it for you, and that will help you feel better, and that's going to have an impact on other people too. So I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Juice, and I will see you soon for another episode. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.